Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, Carolyn Stitches. I'm Carolyn and this is my Flosstube channel about cross stitch. It's episode number 2, Flosstube number 2, and today is Saturday, April 11th, 2020. I'm on day 25 of stay at home during our pandemic and I'm surviving, I'm stitching. If you are a returning subscriber, thank you for returning. If you are new to my channel, welcome. I hope you enjoy my channel and the cross stitch I'm going to share with you. And if you like it, please hit the like button and please subscribe. I'm hoping to continue doing this. I'm finding I'm getting a lot of stitching done. And before I start this episode or get into my stitching, I do want to give a shout out to all the frontline medical staff, nurses, doctors, and essential service workers out there. I especially want to give a shout out to my sister-in-law, an ICU nurse who was working locally here at the hospitals, treating the patients, and now she's been deployed with the U.S. Naval Reserve, and she is currently in New York working ICU in New York. So we love you, sis. We're thinking of you. We support you. I'm sure you'll watch this when you have 5 minutes to yourself and you'll get a little taste of home. But thank you to everyone out there who's continuing to, battle the front lines on this and take care of the rest of us while we do our part and stay home. So now on to stitching, because that's what we're here for. It's my channel of cross stitch. It's been busy 2 weeks. I wasn't expecting to record so soon, but I've gotten quite a bit done. I went down and picked up some finished items from my L&S curbside pickup. I had called from the parking lot. She put them outside. She went back inside and I picked them up. So it worked out great. Thank you, Karen, at the Cross Stitch Cupboard in Fort Lauderdale for that. I appreciate it. Still trying to support my local L&S through all of this. And so I want to show you first, well, before we do that, the video, I will have some FFOs, fully finished objects, some new starts that finished. I'm going to put my Mania plans in, give you a whip update, and a small little bit of stash. So the first thing, I went down to my local L&S, L&S already means local needlework shop. I went down to my L&S, the cross stitch cupboard. I had some framed items that were ready for pickup. And like I said, Karen was gracious enough to do a curbside pickup with me so I could pick them up. The first item I picked up was a Barbara Anna design, and it is a Pearl from the Sea. I bought it off of the website Creative Poppies. It was a PDF download, but I think the L&S has it now that you can get it. It's a cute little mermaid riding a flamingo. And I stitched this on, I can't recall, I think it's a 28 count crystal picture this plus in colorway Heather, and here's the framed item. I did a circle frame, and in the middle of the bubbles, I don't know if you can quite see it, I did replace this with little pearls. So I got a string of pearls from, I think, Michael's, and then in the middle of each bubble I put a little pearl because it is Pearl from the Sea. Why not add some pearls? So I think she's super adorable. I love the finished framing from Cross Stitch Cupboard, and I will probably hang this maybe in my sewing room here, and I'm absolutely loving it. The second item that I picked up from Karen is my Glow of the North. It was a kit, a Russian kit. You've probably seen this on Stitch Mania. I have posted, I did post my finished stitching, and I recently shared the finished framing on Stitch Mania. It was a kit that came with 18 count Aire, white Aire, plain white Aire, and it came with all the floss. I substituted the white Aire for 16 count Aire. Picture this plus Pampas, an Aire, a green, you'll see it in a minute, and absolutely love it. But this is a Russian kit. It's called a Glow of the North. It's from MPStudia. You can find it online. Just Google Glow of the North cross stitch. You should be able to find it. It came with floss. I don't know if it's because I switched it to 16 count instead of 18 count, probably. but I ran out of some flosses, so I had to do a DMC conversion and basically matched up all the flosses before I started. So in case I ran out, this was Gamma floss that came with the kit. I didn't quite like it. It seemed to shred a lot and got fuzzy a lot, and I wasn't happy stitching with it, but it came with a kit. I did switch it. Like I said, I converted it to DMC, so in case I ran out of any colors, and as you can see, I really ran out of some colors there that I could, you know, keep working. What I did though is I kept stitching with the called for colors and his face and his antlers, and this section of the deer here is one cross or one half cross or one cross stitch, I don't know what you call it, just one part of the X. And so I used the DMC conversion over here so it wouldn't contrast as much, you wouldn't really tell. It is a Russia kit. It's a great kit. It's a color kit, color pattern. So it was really easy to follow. I did have to figure out the key here, and it took me a little bit to realize that the it tells you here 1, 2, 3, 4 and how many threads to use. You have to follow that over here on the key, and then it has the numbers across, which obviously match to your flosses. But then you get down here to alphabet, and then you got to follow this over here for your blends. So it took me a second to figure that out with the back stitches, how many to use for back stitches. But like I said, it was a nice pattern to follow, and it was a great stitch. So once again, it is Glow of the North MPStudia, and it's a kit from Russia. And I picked that up from the cross stitch cupboard, and here it is, finished and framed, and I love it. It is gorgeous. I just love this deer. The kit calls for these are stringed pearl beads on his collar. It's supposed to come with the kit. Mine didn't have them in the kit, so I had to go over to, I think I went to Hobby Lobby, and I got a roll of pearls, and luckily they were on clearance for 99 cents, and I have like 30 feet of pearls when I only needed like less than a foot to do this. But I think it's gorgeous. The blends, you know, they may have been a pain when I was stitching it, but they worked out great. And I think she's absolutely beautiful. I'm calling her a she. I think she's beautiful. And you can see on my Instagram, if you follow me on Instagram at @afiberfreak on Instagram, you can see my progress on this, the stitching, watch her come to life as I stitch the blends and then add the back stitching. It was wonderful to watch. But this is Glow of the North by MPStudia on 16 count Aire Pampas by Picture This Plus. And I just absolutely love it. Can't wait to hang that up. It might be up for a little longer than Christmas. I almost want to hang it up now. So there she is. And like I said, it was a productive week. I had a couple other finishes. I had some items that had been sitting around needing to be finished. One of them was Cottage Needleworks Beach Day. This was a travel project I had been working on with, you know, knit nights, hanging out with friends, just because it had a lot of solid fill-in colors. And I finished that a couple weeks ago, and it's been laying around, but I did find this frame from Hobby Lobby. It's a frame. Found it from Hobby Lobby, and I thought it was perfect for it. And all this extra time I have being at home and not having an hour-and-a-half commute to work each day, that I have time to finish stuff, and I'm enjoying having all this extra time. So I just wrapped this around some mat board with a little padding. It's not exactly square in here, it's not exactly even, but I'm good with it. I'm happy, and I think it looks great. I think the frame really accentuated it perfectly. So this is Beach Day by Cottage Needlework. I think it's on a 32 count linen khaki. I'm not quite sure. I got it quite a while ago. This is a pattern I've had kitted in my stash for years, and I finally just broke it out last year and started on it. So I'm really happy with that finish. Another recent finish that I completed into an FFO is Dream Big. It's another Country Cottage Needlework. Janet Jabber, she showed this week her Dream Big. She's been stitching on it. I think as part, she was working on it maybe as part of March Madness. And she'd been working on Dream Big, and I've been watching her video. And then she showed recently that she finished it. And I was like, you know what? Janet finished it. Hers looks great. I need to break mine out. I know I had the finishing stuff sitting around. So I broke mine out of the drawer of endless finishes that seem to never get finished and finished it up. And I just mounted it on, this is a, it's a wood trivet. I don't remember where I got it or when I got it. It's just been sitting in my closet waiting for me to do something with it. So I just mounted this on mat board with some batting, and then this is actually, I have a bunch of my dad's old shirts that I have cut up, the fabric, his old cotton dress shirts that I have cut up for use in quilts, and I thought the color was perfect for it. So this is one of his old dress shirts that I used as a fabric. I stitched it on, it's a linen, it's like a yellow gingham. I'm not quite sure what it is. I got it from the cross stitch cupboard, but it's on a yellow gingham. And I probably replaced colors. I think I converted colors or used my own colors. I don't know if I quite followed the pattern. I can't find my notes on it. But this is Dream Big by Country Cottage Needleworks, and I got that finished in time for Easter. And I love it. It's been sitting out. Also, another finish this week. If you watched my last video, one of my plans was to start the Bent Creek kit Flag of Stars. I started it. Yep, I started it I think after the video or right around the time of the video. Or I had just put a couple stitches in it in the last video, like just a few stitches in it in the last video, and my plan was to keep working on it. Well, I kept working on it and I finished it. And I said, you know, well, I have this finished and I'm home. Let's also do some fully finished. So I also fully finished this. I had this frame. It had some kitty thing in the background. I'm not even sure where I got this one also. But I just mounted it and put a little patriotic fabric in the back and mounted it in this little wood box stand-up frame that stands up on its own. So this is Flag of Stars by Bent Creek. It's a kit. It's stitched on, oh goodness, I want to say 18 count linen is what came with the kit. I could be wrong. It's 18 count linen, but it was pearl cotton that was in the kit. So it was like, honestly, it was like cross stitching with rope. But it went really fast. It was a quick stitch, and I'm happy with the little finish here. I'm glad I got it done, and it's not languishing in the drawer of finished items that need to be finished. So this was a new start since my last video and a finish. And I'm quite happy that I sat down and actually did it with all this extra time I have on my hands, stuck at home. Not stuck at home, staying at home. In my last video also, I said my plans for the next week were to finish stitching on my Mirabilia Queen of Diamonds. I had a little area of her dress or cape here to do, and I wanted to finish that up, and I was going to put her away before I started the Queen of Spades. I am doing both Queen of Diamonds and Queen of Spades and Queen of Hearts and Queen of Clubs. I'm doing them all on the same fabric, on the same piece of fabric. And that fabric is, it's a linen. It's a 32 count Belfast. I think it's called Lilac. I'm not sure who it's by, but it's a very, very, very pale pink. So there she is. I finished her cape over here. I'll come down and finish her back stitching and put her queue in and everything when I do the beading. I just wanted to get her finished on her cape. And then I'll start the Queen of Spades down here. As you can see, I'm sorry, the Queen of Clubs down here. I already have the Queen of Spades stitched, and I have the Queen of Hearts stitched. I do have to finish back stitching and beading, but I'll do all that at the end. So there's my Queen of Diamonds, and I think she's beautiful. And I didn't share it last week because it was in the Q-Snap, but there's the Queen of Spades and the, sorry, Queen of Hearts. And like I said, this is a 32 count linen, Belfast Lilac. It looks white, but it is really a really pale, pale, pinky, blushy color. Very pale. And I think it works great. So I did finish that up after the last video. I'll get back to her at some point. I just want to take a break from her for a bit. So she's on hold at the moment. I will get back to her. I just want to stitch some other things. And then when I do get back to stitching on her in the Queen of Clubs, hopefully then that's when I'll just stick with it and do the beading and finish it up. Another new start and a finish, I finished this morning, was Silver Creek Sampler's Scary Things October Brings. I started this, I think this past weekend, and just finished it this morning. It called for, I converted it to DMC because I didn't have all the fancy floss on hand. And this black color, that the cat and boo, and it's supposed to be this word, it's Halloween at the bottom, is DMC. I converted and used DMC 3021, and I ran out of it after the word boo, and I still had It's Halloween to do. And out of all the floss I have in this house, the stash of floss I have in all the colors and multiple colors of each, I did not have another skein of 3021 to complete this in. I even looked through kitted projects, and I did not have a skein of 3021 in kitted projects. And I was debating, do I place an order and have it delivered? Do I deal with curbside pickup at you know, Joann's? I didn't want to deal with that for one skein of floss and, you know, trying to stay inside. And I'm sitting here thinking it's going to sit unfinished, but the other night we did a Zoom with my stitchy friends, and I was showing it to them, and of course my stitchy friends, genius that they are, hive mind, I don't know why I didn't think of this, they were like, just switch the color, just use another color. I was like, why didn't I think of that? Good idea. I'm stressing out that I'm running out of color. So I switched the color. I decided to use this purple color that for Scary Things, and knew it for It's Halloween. And this is stitched on 28 count fabric flare linen, and the color or the print is called Dreamscape Blue Sky. And there it is, completed. And I think the purple worked out perfectly here on the bottom for It's Halloween. I do love it. I finished it this morning. I think it looks great. I want to think about how I'm going to finish it. I may turn it into like a wall hanging with some great Halloween fabric I have. I'm not sure yet. I'll put it up on my design wall here. This is my design wall behind me. I'll put it up on my design wall and let it percolate, and, you know, ideas, thinking about. It looks great. It's cute. The fabric, I think, was good for it. I got the fabric at the cross stitch cupboard, and so that's my finish. Scary Things October Brings Silver Creek Samplers. I don't know, is it just me, this little ghost here? I'm sure I'm not going to say it, but y'all may see what I see, what he looks like. But they're cute. Look at this one, Scary, following him. I like the little masked pumpkin. It was a cute stitch. It was fast. So there's that new start and finish. Nothing else started right now. That's all I have started. That's all I have finished. I am planning on, I showed it in the last video, I'm planning on next to start Reindeer X-Mess by AuryTM. It's a cute little reindeer. He's got himself tangled in the Christmas tree lights. So I'm going to start this next. I have it all kitted up. I'm going to do it on another Picture This Plus Pampas fabric. Looks like a linen. And I converted it to Victorian Motto Sampler threads. Last time I showed it, I had different threads chosen for it. But this week I organized all my Victorian Motto by color and then changed out some of the flosses. So I'm going to work on that next. I'll probably start that this afternoon when I'm done filming this video. That'll be my next start. And when I'm done with that one, which I'm hoping won't take too long, it looks like a quick stitch. I showed this last week. It's Frosty's Night Out. Not last week, but last video. It's Frosty's Night Out by Blackbird Designs. I kitted this up, and I will start that next. And I have, as I showed in the last video, I have 32 count Belfast in Fall Dragonfly by Mountain Aire Fabrics. This was a new fabric I saw at Market Day at the Cross Stitch Cupboard. So I think it'll look great on that. Now, next video, might be a whip parade. I don't have a lot of whips. I only have, oh goodness, 8, maybe 9. I don't have a lot of whips. Sorry. Picking stuff up that's falling. I don't have a lot of whips. 8, maybe 9. So I think next video I'll do a whip parade. Show you the whips I'm working on. Maybe it'll inspire me to pull something out and work on it. Like, get back to my Mirabilia. So I can start another Mirabilia. What next? Mania plans. I've never done Mania in the past. I've heard about Stitch Mania. I follow the Facebook group Stitch Mania. I follow other floss tubers who talk about Stitch Mania. They do Stitch Mania. I watch it. I think it started 5 years ago, maybe. A floss tuber started Stitch Mania. I'm sorry, I don't know who it is. I'm sure somebody knows who it is. And I think I have it right. It was started about 5 years ago. Stitch Mania, May, M-A-Y, N-A-A, N-I-A, Stitch Mania. So the month of May, and I think that individual started it doing 15 new starts in the month of May. Other people do 31 new starts in the month of May. Some people this year might be doing 20 new starts in the month of May. That is too many new starts for me. I could not handle that. And I think I've always been hesitant about starting Stitch Mania or participating in Stitch Mania just because of the number of starts. But I decided this year I am going to participate in Stitch Mania, my own version of Stitch Mania, but I am only going to do 4 starts. Because, like I said, I don't keep a lot of whips around. I try to work on one project at a time. But I'm going to do 4 new starts. And I think I'm going to start them either the Saturday or Sunday, each Saturday or Sunday in the month of May. That's when I'll start the project and work on it for the entire week and see how much I get done. So I'm hoping it's a lot. So for Stitch Mania, the first project I chose was Dreidel Dreidel by Ink Circles. This is another pattern I bought long ago when I got back into cross stitching. I want to make it for my husband. He's always saying, you know, I make too much Christmas stuff and I don't make anything for him. So I've been meaning to start this. I actually had it out last year intending to start it and I never did. But Dreidel Dreidel by Ink Circles. And I'm going to stitch that on a 28 count casual in Dwarf and 5200. So I'm just reversing the colors. They did it blue on white. I'm going to do it white on blue. And I think that'll pop and look quite lovely. So that's the first one I'm going to start for Stitch Mania. And I'm not sure what order in the weeks that I'll start these. This isn't the order I'm going to start them. Whatever I feel like stitching on. The next one I'm going to start for Stitch Mania is the Great Cheshire Pumpkin by Tempting Tangles. I saw this at one of my other LNS's, Brick City Cross Stitch in Ocala. I saw this pattern there. I picked it up when I was up there for the retreat, the Bare Bones retreat one month, one of the retreats I attended. I picked this up. I thought it was adorable. It's so cute. I think I saw somebody on Instagram had stitched it and I just loved it. So I'm going to stitch this on 28 count Dapple. It's a linen by Picture This Plus. I have it all kitted and ready to start. So that'll be another one. It's not that big. It's only 140 stitches by 132 stitches. So, but I get to build a house. So we'll see how long it takes to build a house. It's cute. There's some, it's got a lot of cats in it. I'm not really a cat person, but it's still adorable. You got the little witch up here. There's like ghost cats flying around. Maybe I'll get some glow-in-the-dark thread for those. I'm not sure yet. But this will be one of my Mania starts. Next item I pulled. Oh, this is in my bag that my friend Crafter Lynn on Instagram, Carrie Lynn, she made this for me for one of our retreats. She made a bag. I absolutely love it. Another item I have for Mania, for one of my other starts. I don't have a cover pattern for it because it's online. It is the Stitcher's Code by Stitchingly.com. It was a 6-part mystery. That's all I got. And I'm not showing you the pattern. That was just quick. If you caught it from that, God bless you. You didn't probably see it all. I have all the flosses kitted up. Very bright colors. I'll try to insert a picture here. If I can get tech savvy enough of the finished stitch. Like I said, it was a 2019 mystery stitch along with Stitchingly.com, Stitcher's Code, 6-part series. When you signed up for the stitch along, the first part was the frame, and then every month for 6 months they gave you another one of the little squares. It is designed by Doreen Jones, designed it, and I'm going to stitch it on this coastal lugana. Now Stitchingly.com, they're coming out with another stitch along. I think it's called Stitcher's Secrets, and it's the same thing. It's going to have the frame. I think it's going to look like the same type of frame, but each of the 6 little squares of the frame are going to have a different saying. And it's also designed by Doreen Jones, and I think that starts May 1. If you go to Stitchingly.com, you'll see all the information that you could sign up for it. The sayings are real cute so far that I got in Stitcher's Code. But Stitcher's Secrets, I think it's called, Stitchingly.com, that starts May 1, and I think you can sign up for it now. I signed up for that one also. The last item I'm going to work on in Stitch Mania is, I'm sure you all have seen this now, and this is one of my market purchases. I picked this up on that Saturday too. I did the curbside pickup with Karen. She had to order some more. And it is Kringles by Little House Needleworks. I'm sure a lot of people have seen this by now. A lot of people are stitching it. It's so adorable. So adorable. Can't wait to start it. This will be one of them. I think there's a stitch along starting now in April, but I'm going to start it in May. And I got a piece of 28 count Lugana by Picture This Plus in vellum that I'm going to use for it. So I have it all kitted up, ready to go. I think I might be missing 1 or 2 flosses, but I'll get those. I have enough to get started on it without those missing flosses for now. So that'll be another Mania start. So that's what I have. My 4 Mania starts. Kringles, Dreidel, Stitcher's Code, and the Cheshire, I'm saying it right, Cheshire Pumpkin. I think that'd be good enough. I think each week, working on those for a week, I'll get enough progress done. Haul. On to haul. Not much haul. Kringles is what I picked up. And then I also got in the mail the new Nora Corbett Lady Cat. This is her series she's starting to do where they look like orchids. Got the bead pack to go with it. And I got the last one that came out too, where it's a different orchid lady. So I think I'm going to stitch both of these. I don't know. Maybe I'll do them both on the same piece of fabric. Just maybe I'll do a matching, frame them together. I'm not sure. But I love orchids. Of all the flowers she's put out so far, the orchid ones are my favorite series. So I got the orchid. That's all I got for you. I went over new plans, or my plans. Did that early. Probably should have done it at the end, but I did it early for you. I think when this is over, I'm going to start the Reindeer X-Mess. That's what I'll work on this afternoon. Probably go out there, find a show to watch, find some Flosstube to watch. I think there's a new episode of The Tiger King coming out tomorrow. Gotta watch that. And other than that, just staying in, stitching. I hope you all are staying safe, staying healthy, staying in, getting lots of stitching done. If not, do what you need to do to make yourselves happy and keep yourself sane during this period. We're all different. Whatever everyone's doing, you don't have to, you know, do a lot. You don't have to do anything. You can do nothing, but just everyone do your part and stay home and stay healthy and stay safe. So if you like the video, please hit the like button. Please subscribe. I think I'm going to keep doing this. I'm sure I'll get more comfortable in front of the camera. Not ramble as much. I get rambly sometimes. Hopefully I won't ramble as much and get a little more structured and organized. I just felt like I had a lot. I felt like I rushed through it. But I know some people like long videos. Some people like the shorter videos. I'm one who likes the shorter videos. So thank you for joining me today. I hope you come back. Keep stitching. Thank you. Bye.